Celebrate fin wins. What the heck are fin wins? Financial wins, of course. We're finishing up our month focusing on money, finances, anything related to our financial health and well-being or money. We've been discussing the main topics this month, and we'll continue to focus on that because it's the focus of most people's lives in some way, shape, or form. We're wrapping up. We wrapped up the super process yesterday. I guess I could have pulled that down. And money today. And we'll move on to a new topic next month for this year's annual challenge. I'm not going to say what it is. You can figure it out tomorrow when you join me. So today, our topic is to celebrate financial progress, celebrate our financial wins. Why? Because the more we celebrate the things that are working right in our life, the more of those things we'll be attracted to, and we will have to celebrate in our business, and not our business, but in our life. Maybe in your business, maybe in your job, maybe in your role, your career, whatever's important to you, right? So how do we go about doing that? And what do we want to keep in mind as we're doing that? I'm going to sneak another sip of coffee because my throat is funky. And my coffee's way too hot. So today, what are some things that we need to keep in mind when we're measuring, and we talked about that yesterday, tracking our progress, keeping track of it, writing it down, looking for things to measure and milestones so that we are celebrating each of those little milestones along the way, those little bumps we overcome, those little bruises that we don't have, the little successes along the way, and the big successes, of course. We want to celebrate those. We want to celebrate that we're moving in the direction we want to go and that we're making progress. And as soon as we know we're not making progress, we want to identify that, see it, and actually take action and do something about it. Not just say, oh, I guess I didn't make my goals this month. Woe is me. No. It's like, what the heck went wrong? Why didn't I get my goals this month? Why didn't I reduce my debt? Why didn't I increase my sales? Why didn't I talk to more people? Why didn't I? Yeah. And then instead of asking ourselves why, well, find out why we didn't, and then what are we going to do about it? We have to always follow up with the what. So what's my next step? What's my next action? Otherwise, we beat ourselves up and then we just either deteriorate or go the opposite direction of what we want to go, especially in the area of finances. Our finances are tied to so many things within us, right? And we think it's all these outside factors that are impacting us. But the biggest factor that impacts how we will show up in the world, how successful we'll be, how much value we'll give out into the world, therefore how much value we'll get back from other people and other sources, is all determined within us. Our self-esteem, our worth, our worthiness, how open we are to receiving, etc. All these things. So we want to keep in mind that our financial health and well-being, our financial journey is just that. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. If you think it's just going to be a little sprint and you're going to do something and create it and you're going to get financial security and everything you ever wanted, within like a 1 year or a month period, it's called delusion. You can call it anything you want, but it's not realistic, and not as only. And again, who am I to say what's realistic for you? There's people that win the lottery and their lives are changed, in an instant, the instant that lottery number is pulled. But we want to make sure that we are acknowledging our wins along the way. So we celebrate those. You decide how you're going to celebrate those. What does celebration look like for you? Because that's different for all of us. Going for a walk to me is celebrating. That's my break, to go for a walk and enjoy nature and actually think in peace and quiet every once in a while. And that's one of the ways I like to celebrate progress. And I've heard this since I came on the school platform a gazillion times. Progress over perfection. I think it might be an AI thing. Someone's AI will say something, or somebody will ask something, and then they'll share it as their own, and then AI picks up on it, and then everybody that's using AI starts using the same phrases and the same words and the same way of describing things. And I love the school platform, but I've noticed it a lot. You can see the people that are writing with AI, and it's not just them sharing their ideas and then posting them. It's them giving AI a topic, or saying, AI, create a post for me, and then just throwing that up there. That is just the same thing we would call lazy in any way, shape, or form, or any function or industry. And pretty soon, I suppose AI is going to get better and better and better at mimicking us as human beings and our personalities. I know that you can train it or something to be more like you and have your voice, but I don't wanna. I don't want AI doing everything for me. I noticed the few things I've tried on AI, most of them are just for fun, right? The little parlor tricks, make a superhero of yourself. That was fun. Except the first one, I looked like a hobbit, which maybe I look like a hobbit. I just don't know it. So what are we going to do? We are going to reflect on this month. And I say, since it's the end of the quarter, reflect on this whole first quarter and acknowledge yourself for what's working. Notice what isn't working and what still needs improvement, and apply either the SOAP framework or our super process, or ask for help. If you don't have an accountability partner, ask for an accountability partner. If you don't have a buddy, ask for a buddy. If you don't have a friend or somebody that you can knock ideas off of and with, share ideas and brainstorm and things and help one another out and encourage one another in your personal group, yet I say reach out and let's find you one, because that is one of the secret ingredients to success, is having at least one other person that you can bounce ideas off as. That's why I think the school platform is so awesome, because you can find a whole communities that have similar interests and like-minded people to you. And so you now have this huge support system versus trying to do things on your own. And guess what? We're all here for the same reason, right? We're all trying to be the best possible version of ourselves, hopefully make the world a better place for us being here. So, as you reflect on quarter one, and especially on March, since that's the area that we're focusing on and talking about and wrapping up today, what's the progress that you've made in each of, say, debt, income, adding value, putting value out into the world? And that looks different for me if I'm an employee than me if I'm a business owner. It's still, we're putting value and energy into something that we want to grow. Most of us wanted when I was in corporate America, I put a lot of energy into my career because I wanted my career to grow. Same with my businesses. I put a lot of energy into my businesses and I wasn't always great at what is the most important thing for me to be doing in that business. And we should ask ourselves that question every day. What is the most important thing for me to do today to get the best return on my time investment? So, share in the comments below. Let's see. One thing that you're most proud of from this quarter financially. Share that in the comments below. And you can be vague if you want, but just share one thing, because we want to make sure we are celebrating these wins. Any questions? Hit me up and ask. Otherwise, make it a fantastic day. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.